Do you think that ILR will be abolished?
Okay, this is a question that most of us have. So I will make it clear that abolishing of ILR is a policy that has been announced by the Reforms UK party in the recent press conference. So that was announced by Nigel Farage, and they are planning to abolish ILR if they come into power after the next general election. So we'll make it clear that this is a policy of the Reforms UK party and not from the Labour Party, which is the current government. So the plan of the current government is to increase the qualifying period for ILR to 10 years from existing 5 years after the public consultation later this year. So this abolishing of ILR is totally a different policy and will be implemented only if Reforms UK comes into power after the next general election. So in that recent conference by Nigel Farage, they introduced the policies of Reforms UK. So through this video, I'm going to look into the key points that they announced during that press release. So from those policies, the most crucial one for immigrants is the abolishing of ILR. Reform UK has announced it would abolish the right of migrants to qualify for permanent settlement in the UK after 5 years if the party wins the next election. So we know that currently, if you are in the skilled worker visa route, you will be eligible for ILR after 5 years' time. But if Reforms UK come into power, they are planning to abolish this system. Under the plans, migrants would need to reapply for new visas with tougher rules, and reform would abolish ILR, which gives people rights and access to benefits. So this was a main highlight, which is the access to benefits. So we know that once migrants get the citizenship, they will be eligible for public funds. So with this, what Nigel Farage highlighted was once the migrants get access to public funds, that will affect the UK economy adversely. So Reform has also said it plans to bar anyone other than British citizens from accessing welfare. The party claims their plans would save 234 billion over several decades. Also, Farage said the UK should not be the world's food bank. So all these were highlighted because of the access to public funds once migrants get the citizenship. So they have to look into their system of welfare or access to public funds. So they have to make it clear that who are eligible for public funds and who are not eligible to public funds. Then Reform said it would replace ILR with visas that force migrants to reapply every 5 years. That includes hundreds of thousands of migrants currently in the UK. So this is one of their plans. So they will be abolishing the ILR and they are going to bring in the system of reapplication for visas in every 5 years. Applicants would also have to meet certain criteria, including a higher salary threshold and standard of English. And there will be tougher criteria for bringing dependents and family as well. So even if we are planning to apply for visas, there will be tougher rules in that case. Then also Farage said the main reason for the policy was to wake everybody up to the Boris wave. So he was talking about this Boris wave. So he was highlighting the fact that in 2021 the UK borders were opened and many migrants were coming into the country. However, they opened the borders in 2021 because of the Brexit as well, because there were huge impact to the UK economy after the Brexit. So they wanted to fill the job vacancies which were rose after the Brexit because EU people were leaving the country. So for that, they opened the borders and migrants were coming from other countries to the UK since 2021. Hundreds of thousands of these migrants who have come to the UK since 2021 will soon qualify for permanent residence under the ILR scheme. So that's what Farage is highlighting, and then he says that within next few years there will be so many people who are applying for ILR because there were so many people coming into the UK after 2021. Then Reform said changes would not apply to EU nationals whose settled status is protected under the European Union Withdrawal Agreement. However, they are planning to apply this retrospectively to other people who are already in the ILR as well, so that it will be affecting people who are already in ILR. Then, when asked if it was fair to send rule following migrants home, Farage argued there was no fair play for British people who have been priced out of the market by endless cheaper foreign labor. So, that was his answer for that question. And the party says its policy is designed to bring Britain into line with other countries such as the US and UAE and save the UK more than 234 billion over what it calls the lifetime of the average migrant. So what they are highlighting is about the access to benefits, because people are getting eligible for public funds once they get the citizenship. So all these things are going to happen if Reforms UK come into power after the next general election. For now, the Labour Party has not announced anything like this, which is of abolishing ILR. However, this might happen. These are likely to happen in the next general election if they come into power. So let's wait and see. However, you can plan ahead according to these factors. So I wanted to make it clear what is going to happen if Reforms UK come into power and what is going to happen with the existing government. So I hope that is clear for you, and thank you for watching the video, and see you soon with a new video.